I'll tell you how I go through the capital I need when we put a property on. One, I want to consider my down payment. Most people think about their down payment. Second, I want to think about furnishings and setup. If I buy a property that's not fully furnished, that's not fully set up, then I want to make sure that I budget for that. I usually budget around 8 to 10% of my acquisition cost if I have to set up a property from scratch. If I don't have to set a property up from scratch, then you start to minus that. And a lot of these markets you guys are looking in are probably going to have properties that are already furnished. They're already sold furnished. And so you might not have to budget that whole amount. The third thing is kind of my reserve amount. And what I want to do in the beginning is I want to make sure right when I launch a property that I can get through my first 6 to 9 months of property expenses. You're going to make money in that time, but it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster. And so the first couple months, you're probably paying the first couple payments on your property and the expenses on it. After that, you're going to start making money. You're going to start to supplement that payment. And then ultimately, your cash flow is going to be there. You're going to start making your money. You're going to start to hit your stride. Typically, depending on the property, we usually will have an operating account based on the property of somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 that we keep for any expenses that might come up. Usually that covers us after we get through that first 6 to 9 months. After that, we like to keep that in a reserve so that if we have to make a payment or two, great. If we have something go on, if we have to replace something. And so that's how we typically will go about most of the properties. Now, if it's a really expensive, big property, you might have a little bit more than that. On average, it's somewhere in that range though.